course, is the HST maintenance controller, whose job it is to make sure that the high-speed passenger train fleet are kept on the move. To do this, he sends them away for repairs and general maintenance to the depot that we've been talking about today at Neville Hill. And down there with more information is Penny Bustin.
The day shift here at Neville Hill concentrates on heavy-duty planned maintenance. A power car will come in here once every 54 days, a coach once every 35 days. Everything is checked, from the brakes to the air conditioning. They even get down to shampooing the carpets. They can tackle 2 complete sets at any one time, and the average complete service takes 2 to 3 days. Elsewhere in the works, they tackle up to 10 power cars every day, which have developed major faults or need new parts. Everything seems to be large scale. Today's work included 4 leaking engines, a duff radiator unit, power unit problems, all done as fast as possible by 430 staff. Here in the depot stores, they've got over 9,000 items. They could refit just about any train you care to mention. Curtains, first-class department, seat covers, a chair for the driver, a window, very necessary after Monday's incident. This is a brake cable, slightly bigger than your average bicycle one. Pistons, 12 of those in each power car, 24 in each high-speed train. A clock for the driver. Windscreen wipers, every sort of nut and screw you can think of, from this little tiny one here to this enormous brute here. Annually, they spend about £13 million on spares. Every need is catered for here. They've even got 2-tone horns, G-flat and E-flat, for a high-speed train. No railway, of course, would be complete without a green flag, and my favourite item of all, the whistle. All aboard. Meanwhile, back downstairs in the back fitting room where all the heavy work takes place, Colin, tell me, is this an average sort of day for your men?
Yeah, it's about average. We would normally expect 10 power cars, but today we've got 8 because 2 are away on the major repairs in the main works. If we have any more than 10, it means that somebody else is suffering, or it means that we may be cancelling the train.
We saw what looked like a rather complicated exercise earlier with some bogies. Does that take place regularly? Well,
it's a routine practice for us. We change the bogies every 2.5 years. We'd expect that to have done somewhere in the region of 450,000 miles. And we would expect to change them within 24 hours. The bogies arrive when the old ones are ready for going away.
And where would they have come from?
Either Derby Works or Crew, that's BREL.
The engine, I mean, was just amazing. I've never seen anything that big.
Well, the engine's our biggest component. It's also our most costly at approximately £80,000 per engine. We would be expected to do 65 engine changes this year, and we've done up to about 55 up to now.
And how often does an engine have to be changed?
Every 2 years, which, once again, is about every 400,000 miles, if they last that long. It needs to be changed because the engine itself is life expired. So to prevent extensive damage if it does disintegrate, we would sooner take them out before rather than later.
Changing brakes, now I understood what that was all about. How often does that happen?
Roughly about once a month. We will be changing brake pads. Remembering that the brake pads have got to stop a vehicle from 125 miles an hour to 0, and that takes a lot of doing.
And so obviously there's a lot of wear and tear.
A lot of wear and tear, a lot of heat, and the heat dissipation causes problems on the discs, because with the expansion and contraction, eventually the discs crack.
Do your men specialise in any one area?
No, fitters do fitting work, electricians do electricians' work, although we do have a bit of craft interchangeability at the moment. But the job does get repetitive because they're working on the same class of vehicle all the time.
What's your priority? What's the thing that's at the back of your mind every day?
Our priority is to get 13 trains out every morning for the public. And that means we've got to get power cars available to get those 13 trains out.
And do you succeed most times?
Every time.
A train is thought to need a new coat of paint about once every 2 years. It takes them about 2 days to rub down the entire surface, and then with such an enormous area to cover, you'd expect that they'd spray it. But no, you'd be wrong. They found that the old-fashioned hand-painting method is much, much better. It takes about 6 days to put 2 coats of paint on a power car like this. With us now is